Hi, I'm Shirley. I acknowledge that the Coast Salish peoples, especially the Coquitlam First Nations, have ancestral, traditional, and unceded land on which I live, learn, and work. As an individual who came to Canada and went through a different educational system before arriving, I am aware of how fortunate I am to be in an environment where diverse perspectives, including those of Indigenous peoples who have tended this land for countless generations, contribute to education. I've learned from studying indigenous cultures in BC that land acknowledgement are more than just words. They represent dedication to education, comprehension, and action. I have investigated indigenous worldviews through my studies, especially how stories pass down beliefs about the connections between people, the land, water, and the sky. These tales are not only about the past, they also show how people relate to nature and perceive the world. This viewpoint has altered my understanding of my relationships to the environment and my duty to preserve it. My research has also deepened my understanding of how indigenous knowledge systems emphasize sustainability and teach that the land is a living being that requires attention rather than just a resource. One historical event I want to draw attention to is the dam controversy in the 19th century, when Chief Journey wrote to British Columbia Inspector of Fisheries to explain how the dam would be taking food out of their cupboards. Although the salmon flow was essential to the Coquitlam people's livelihood, the latter was disregarded. The dam, constructed in 1904, devastated the sockeye salmon run, almost wiping out the species from the area.
This was what it looked like.
By increasing my awareness of my surroundings, I have attempted to incorporate the lessons I have learned into my daily life. For example, while volunteering as a tutor, I help younger students understand the value of indigenous knowledge in subjects like social studies and history by encouraging them to investigate indigenous perspectives in their studies. Considering the traditional methods indigenous groups have used to preserve harmony with nature, I also grown more mindful of land usage and sustainability while working on environmental initiatives at my school's green team. I will put respect into practice by taking small steps, such as supporting indigenous organizations or being conscious of separating trash. These insights came to my life during my trip to the Yukon last year. The untouched nature and stories told by the local indigenous guides about their land management practices impressed me on my trip. According to one guide, sustainable hunting and fishing methods are informed by traditional ecological knowledge that has been passed down through the years. Have seen this personally, I began to wonder how indigenous knowledge may inform contemporary environmental policy.
Here are some indigenous elements I have taken in Yukon.
As a learner who values research, I believe that understanding indigenous history and perspective is essential for meaningful reconciliation. Moreover, our endeavor to actively interact with indigenous knowledge and value land-based learning. I can contribute as a student by being more knowledgeable about indigenous perspectives and lending support to initiatives that give their views greater weight. As a member of the community, I can share what I learned with my Chinese family, helping to raise awareness about indigenous cultures and historical cases. By recognizing this territory, I acknowledge indigenous people's history, present, and future, and reaffirm my commitment to education, respect, and purposeful action.